So I got one of these electric weed killers, which is basically just a 2 kilowatt fan heater. In effect, there's a electric element in this tube and a fan somewhere. I guess there must be the fan must be here, and it just draws air in, heats it, and blows it out the end. This one came with 4 different adapters. If I can get it off, it goes the wrong way. It's the bayonet goes the wrong way, and then it goes anti-clockwise to lock and clockwise to unlock, but still. So this one, as you can see, I've used it twice now, and I've managed to melt the end, which isn't too good. So I'm just thinking that I will maybe try and cut it off and maybe fit a tube around the tube to protect the plastic a bit better. I'm pretty pleased with it overall, though. It works very well. It's pretty useless on any kind of big weeds, but for smaller ones, it's great. And for gravel in particular, it works well because it seems to ignite the sort of organic material in the gravel and burn it out, and you're left with just the gravel. So that's quite good. So even sort of dead leaves and bits of debris get burnt out and got rid of, even apart from killing any live weeds. So yeah, so it's quite good for that sort of thing, sort of light use as it were. But as any deep-rooted big weeds, it just takes ages, and I'm pretty convinced it doesn't actually kill them anyway. Just slow them down a bit. No, I think it is stuck on this. It's going to need some persuasion, I think. There we go. So it had actually welded the 2 halves together. So the fan has dropped out. Oh, a nice little diode bridge in there. Pretty straightforward. So where was that? Was that there? Yeah, there's these 2 pins. So I guess that must have been there, but that wire, where does that black wire go? Must go through there. It's better. Okay, so it's pretty straightforward by the looks of it. Ordinary switch, 2 position, and this heating element. So it does just draw air past the motor, and it goes into the centre of the fan, and the centrifugal fan just throws it out the side and off down into the heater. Okay, so looking through my stash of bits of stainless steel, found this, obviously an old plug hole. I'm thinking maybe I can just cut out the centre and have it fit over there as a shield. I just cut this back, cut back the plastic. So I've got some good plastic here. Maybe I don't need to. Maybe I just need to cut off this bit that's melted. That'd probably be better, wouldn't it? Anyway, in any case, this oops, this could just fit inside here. Might work. Certainly keep the heat off the front of this plastic housing. Yeah, let's see what I can do. Gotta say, these wires to the heater, they scarcely look thick enough to carry 2 kilowatts. I don't know what that cross-sectional area is, but yeah, doesn't look brilliant. suppose it's only meant for intermittent use perhaps, but even so, I'll try and keep these screw fixings and just cut the melted section off this side. So I guess this needs to fit on there. Ideally it will be maybe clamped onto the outside of this. If I could work out a way of doing that. So the diameter of this is 39. 39. So yeah, so this is 39. 39 is just to the to this diameter here around the periphery of these holes. So I'm thinking if I cut this across here, just cut across here and here, and just cut out this middle circle in effect, I can fold up these prongs and then have a Jubilee clip that holds it onto the heater. Let's give that a go. I just realised as I was doing that it's probably sensible to leave these sections in that might hold the or let the Jubilee clip be held better, stop it slipping down. Okay, so I'm going to just bend these up, see what it looks like. Okay, so will this jam through here, do you think? A bit snug, but it will go, I think, with a bit of persuasion. Could just do something that's 39mm diameter to hammer through it and then have this go on more easily. I know what I've got. Thinking about it, a socket is probably the ideal thing, isn't it? From a socket set, let's give that a try. 7/8. That's 38.17, so let's try the smaller one first. It should be slightly too small if anything, but it might just open things up. It certainly doesn't fall through, so that's a good start. Take these jaws off. It's a nice hard surface. That's better. Okay, so I think I'm getting close now. There we go. Great, so I think, so with the Jubilee clip round there, should be okay. Let's take that off and put it back together. Yes, there's a ridge there and there's one there. They line up with the indentations here on the housing. So that should fit in there like so, I think. That's better. Okay, so then the wires can come out here into this little guide that takes it away from the fan chamber. Put these in one at a time. Okay, so that's pretty much back together. These 3 wires have to go around this sort of guide. And everything fits in quite nicely. It's quite neat the way it's got these pins to hold the fan and The switch is all nicely mounted, and so is this little contactor. So that needs to be on the lower side like that. There's a pips on there which line up with a slot in the handle, on the aluminium extruded handle, and that needs to be on the lower side towards the ground. So that fits there, and then the strain relief can go in. So this serpentine path is obviously designed to keep the cable from pulling out. It's quite a neat way of doing it. So I think everything should go back together now. Right, so the cunning attachment. So I think if that goes like about there, there's a nice air gap between the stainless and the plastic, and it should certainly protect it from heat from the front. So all I need now is a stainless Jubilee clip. This is stainless, but it's got this plastic cover on the end. So I might as well pull off this plastic thing, it's going to melt anyway. So, and it's in the way of getting the nut done up properly. Yeah, it's just sort of barb arrangement just pushed onto the end of that tang. So if that goes on there, yeah, I was hoping that those ends of the plug hole would stick out and maybe even bend over, but they're not long enough, so it's all down to the friction with the clip, but that should be plenty. Right, and with a bit of luck, these ends still fit on. Yeah, good. Okay, that should stop this lot melting quite so quickly. And hopefully I've got the handle up the right way. Yeah. So there is a slot in the bottom of this handle, which does need to fit over the pip in there. Good. Let's give it a quick test, make sure it's still working. Yep. Yeah, that's good. Okay, so if you have the same problem as me and end up melting the front of your Weedkiller, then an old plug hole from a stainless steel kitchen sink might be the answer. Okay, thanks for watching.